Hi, my name is Patrick Perlmutter. Today we're going to talk about open source technologies. Open source technologies have been around for a long time, and they've been seeing a real big boom lately. Open source technologies have communities federated around the open license development of applications and platforms. So when you think of Linux or WordPress, well, those are open source technologies. In the case of Linux, an operating system called Ubuntu was developed on Linux. Linux gave the flexibility for an operating system like Microsoft Windows or OS X for Mac to be developed. But it gives the developers behind these systems a certain amount of flexibility they can't get with off-the-shelf software. There's a certain philosophy tied to open source technologies. And obviously, like the name would suggest, it's openness. It means that when someone builds a technology, they can put the code for that technology on the internet, and you can access it, and you can use it to do what you want with it. So developers around the world support these communities because they facilitate development of different software, of different applications in a really transparent way and in a really customizable way. And it's customization that really plays a big role here. At some level, the base of these platforms are standardized, meaning that you can take something that's free and open and adapt it to what you need to use it for. A small business has a lot to gain from open source technologies. Not only are they free, but they're easily customizable. It means you start with some sort of common base that everyone has, and you can build what you want on top of it. That's the case with Linux and Ubuntu. Ubuntu is something built on top of an open Linux platform. Now, this is really important because if you have something that you really want customizable, well, there's probably something free out there on which you can build it. A lot of the times when you use open source technologies, you'll see that, well, either there's no interface or the interface isn't really pretty. But that's where you can add your level of customization. Not only is it building on top of the code that you can get for free on the internet, but it's also building the type of interface that you want to interact with that code. Open source technologies should be a serious consideration for any small business because they help reduce costs and they give you a flexibility you can't have with off-the-shelf software. So when you go see your CTO and you say, hey, let's use this open source technology, you're going to put a huge smile on his face.